our article Bioverse, the Habitable Zone Inner Edge Discontinuity as an Imprint of Runaway Greenhouse Climates on Exoplanet Demographics by Martin Schlecker, Daniel Apai, Tim Lichtenberg, Galen Bergsten, Arnaud Salvador and Kevin Hardegree-Ullman was published in September 2023 in the Planetary Science Journal. All data sets and code to reproduce our results, the figures in the paper, and the paper itself are available on the linked repository. In this work, we assess the ability of future space telescopes to empirically test the habitable zone hypothesis by studying its demographic imprint on the exoplanet population. The habitable zone as an orbital range where liquid water can be maintained on an Earth-like planet is merely a theoretical concept, but it provides testable predictions for the demographics of exoplanets. In particular, climate models predict that at its inner edge, there is a sharp transition between a temperate climate and a hot runaway greenhouse, where all water is evaporated and forms a steam atmosphere. Runaway greenhouse models predict a significant radius increase due to this extended steam atmospheres, and here we use these theoretical predictions as templates to search for population-level imprints of the runaway greenhouse transition. We do this with our hypothesis testing framework Bioverse, an open source tool that allows to take any mission concept and, instead of just calculating a planet yield, really answer the question, what statistical hypothesis will my mission be able to test? Our null hypothesis is that the average measured radii of planets do not depend on the absorbed stellar flux, but if we now assume that there is a fixed threshold installation above which planets with a volatile rich atmosphere are in a runaway greenhouse state, then if some of these planets contain water that can form a steam atmosphere when we observe them, we expect a discontinuity in average planet radius. We call this the habitable zone inner edge discontinuity. So could we actually detect this pattern in the exoplanet demographics? We injected the expected radius changes into a population of synthetic planets that are drawn from Kepler occurrence rates and that populate stars from the Gaia catalog, and then we simulated observing these planets with hypothetical space-based transit surveys. We used Bioverse to calculate the statistical power of testing the runaway greenhouse hypothesis as a function of sample size, photometric precision, survey strategy, and water content of the planets. We found that a threshold sample size of around 100 planets will be required for a robust test, and that the precision and survey strategy of the upcoming Plato transit survey are well suited to test the runaway greenhouse hypothesis, potentially providing the first empirical evidence of the habitable zone concept. In the paper, we also discuss key mission design traits that maximize the diagnostic power for testing runaway greenhouse models. Overall, our simulations suggest that the habitable zone inner edge discontinuity is a robust prediction of planetary climate models and provides near-future exoplanet missions with a unique observational test of the habitable zone hypothesis.